Greetings, Ian from RTO here. Welcome to another classic album review. Today we are looking at an album by American rock band Iron Butterfly. Iron Butterfly formed in 1966 in San Diego in California, and they are best known for this album, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, which provided a dramatic sound that led towards the development of hard rock and heavy metal. There's been various reincarnations of the band, but In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida remains a bestseller. And Iron Butterfly were actually the first group to receive an in-house platinum album award from Atlantic Records. This album says that influenced numerous acts such as Black Sabbath, AC/DC, Rush, Alice Cooper, Mountain, Uriah Heep, Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots, and the Queens of the Stone Age. You know, it's in this album has sort of influenced right from Black Sabbath right up to Queens of the Stone Age. That's incredible. So, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida was the second album. Released in 1968. The band was Eric Brann on guitars, Ron Bushy on the drums, Lee Dorham on bass guitar and backing vocals, Doug Ingle. The album was produced by engineer Jim Hilton and Bill Cooper. So the first track on here is called Most Anything You Want. Yeah, one of them tracks you definitely associate with the 60s, late 60s sound. The guitars are pretty cool on this track. It's a great vocal from Eric Brann, and the group that Doug Ingle's organ is pretty hoopy as well. It's a really, really good track. Flowers and Beads is the second track. Again, this has got so much. I think these were sort of influenced by the Doors. It's got that feel to it. It's always got a bit of feel of Cream. It's a great little 60s pop song. Really strong track. Then the third track is My Mirage. The bass line on this from Lee Dorham is amazing. It's a big part of this track. Again, it's so Cream in places, but it's got that psychedelic feel to it. It's a terrific track. Termination, love the riff in this. Great riff, hooky, catchy. Great stuff from Eric Brann, and his vocal on this is brilliant as well. Something about that late 60s rock sound. I just love this track. Then we get Are You Happy? I love this track as well. Ron Bushy's drumming on this is phenomenal, and I like Eric's guitar work. This is a cross between a prog psychedelic, brilliant. Then we flip it over, and then we get the epic that is In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. This starts with that lovely keyboard sound which dominates the first part of this piece, and then you get that heavy sound, the vocal that comes in after it. But then it goes into something that I really don't understand why. You get this lengthy drum solo from Ron Bushy. It's alright to do this on stage, but for an album it sort of loses its way, and you think, oh, how long's this going to go on for? Every time I listen to it, I've got this thing of actually skipping through the drum solo. Then all of a sudden it comes back into a more proper rock track when that keyboard comes in, the organ really comes back in. And I do like the final piece of this. It's got that rich bass line, some amazing guitar work from Eric. And it builds up to this great crescendo. Okay, it's maybe long and it's got this drum bit in it. It's still my favourite track on the album. Just an amazing piece of work, and you can see why people got influenced by this. It's got everything that you pick. Oh yeah, Uriah Heep used that bit. Oh, that riff reminds me of this. And there's some little bits from the Queens and the Stone Age that remind. Go, yeah, that's where they got that from then. And it is a great track. Yeah, well, it did quite well in the charts. Peaked at number 4 on the Billboard charts. It sold more than 8 million copies within its first year of release. Worldwide sales of over 30 million copies. It was the biggest selling album of 1969. Absolutely brilliant, and by 1993 it had gone 4 times multi-platinum. Incredible album. I mean, over here it got a silver, platinum in Australia, gold in France, platinum in Germany. Unbelievable. I think this was quite a groundbreaking album. It's not just got some great psychedelic on it, and it's got early bits of prog. I mean, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, can't even say it, can I? In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, it was steps ahead of its time, I think. Except I think they should have took that drum solo out. I mean, it's 17 minutes long, and I think that drum solo's got to be 7 minutes. But it's still a great album, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10. Okay, that's all for today, folks. I'll be back tomorrow, where it is Ladies' Day. Once a month we do a day or a whole day dedicated to the great female rock bands and artists. And tomorrow we've got an album ranking by a band that influenced so many bands. Influenced Heart, the Go-Go's, Bangles. We talked about Fanny. And talking of bands influenced by Fanny, the retro ranking tomorrow is the Go-Go's. So join me for that. Whatever you're doing today, have a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care for now.